because they know that the tribes came over here, but what they try to do is they try to say that they're the tribes, you know? So they got one part of it right, but then they try to mix it in and try to say that they're the Israelites. This to show you how much of the devil they are.
Yeah, I got this right here. This is 2nd Nephi, the 5th chapter. 2nd Nephi, the 5th chapter, the 20th and the 21st verse.
Okay. This is us.
So you can't run no games on us, man. All right? You can't run no games on us. We know about your damn Book of Mormons, Book of Morons. We know about your Kebra Negas that you illuminated ones put out.
Yeah. 2nd Nephi 5:20. It says, "Wherefore the word of the Lord was fulfilled, which he spake unto me, saying that inasmuch as they will not hearken unto thy words, they shall be cut off from the presence of the Lord. And behold, they were cut off from his presence. And he had caused a cursing to come upon them, yea, even a sore cursing, because of their iniquity. For behold, they had hardened their hearts against him, and they had become like unto a flint. Wherefore, as they were white and exceedingly fair and delightsome, that they might not be enticing unto my people, the Lord power did cause a skin of blackness to come upon them."
Now that's totally contrary to the scriptures. Because when you turn white, that's a curse of leprosy. Give me the book of Numbers 12 and 10. And then give me, what is that, Leviticus the 13th chapter. Around about, I believe it was like the 30-something verse. Around there. Okay. So the truth is coming out on you damn devils, man.
Yeah, because the brothers mentioned Mormon. This is from Wikipedia, Mormonism and Freemasonry. It says the relationship between Mormonism and Freemasonry began early in the life of Mormon founder Joseph Smith, as his older brother and possibly his father were Freemasons. Now remember what this guy Albert Pike said. He said that Freemasonry is basically witchcraft. So there you go. It says Joseph Smith Jr., as his older brother and possibly his father were Freemasons, while the family lived near Palmyra, New York. Nevertheless, in the late 1820s, the Western New York religion, or the Western New York region, was swept with anti-Masonic fervor. And the Book of Mormon, a foundational religious book published by Smith in 1830, is generally considered to reflect that anti-Masonic sentiment by condemning what is portrayed or portrays as oath-bound conspiratorial organizations. So basically they're telling you here that the Book of Mormon really came out of Masonry. Now, Masonry, like I said, if you go back to what Albert Pike said, which he was considered, what's the word? He was considered the champion, for lack of a better term, of Masonry. He said that Masonry is witchcraft. So this book, the Book of Mormon, came out of Joseph Smith, who Joseph Smith himself was a Freemason. So there you go.
Yeah, so, you know, everything that you devils, that's part of that flood that you put out to deceive Israelites. Because you got a lot of the Latin tribes and a lot of simple-ass Negroes that's down with that nonsense, the Latter-day Saints, which they don't even know their book. You know, you can deal with any of those clowns out there, whether they Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons, the Rastafarians, Islam, and you can destroy them with their own knowledge because they're not even deep in their own book. All right? But we'll find that later, you know, unless you got it. You got it? All right, go ahead. Mark it down, brother. Give me a pen. Mark it down. Put down God made more niggas. put curse of blackness came off or whatever. And put that precept at that one to lead to that one from 2nd Nephi. It's that's one thing about that book. They put the precepts up in there. All right. Go ahead and read that.
All right, this is 3rd Nephi chapter 2 verse 14. And it came to pass that those Lamanites who had united with the Nephites.
First of all, there's no such thing. Look up put the word Lamanites in there. The hell did Lamanites come from? Ain't no such thing as Lamanites, man. When you go to the table of nations and when you go to the books of the Chronicles, there's no such people as Lamanites. And for that matter, there's no such people as Nephites. So that's more madness that the illuminated ones put out to confuse the people. But like it says in Matthew 24, they're not going to deceive the very elect. If it were possible, they would deceive the very elect, but it's not possible. So all that stuff is nothing to us. We just, you just like pushing the fly off you, man.
In Wikipedia, Lamanite, it says, according to the Book of Mormon, a Lamanite is a member of a dark-skinned nation of indigenous Americans that battle with the light-skinned Nephite nation. Although mainstream archaeologists, geneticists, and historians do not recognize the existence of Lamanites. And reading it again, it says Lamanite from the Wikipedia Free Encyclopedia. According to the Book of Mormon, a Lamanite is a member of a dark-skinned nation of indigenous Americans that battle with the light-skinned Nephite nation. Although mainstream archaeologists, geneticists, and geneticists and historians do not recognize the existence of Lamanites, adherents of the Latter-day Saint movement typically believe that the Lamanites comprise some part, if not the entirety, of the indigenous peoples of the Americas and the Polynesian people.
You know what? Hold that tab up there because I want to get a copy of that. We're going to get into this downtown too. Like this stupid idiot bubble-eyed blackfish that clearly sold out. He sold out, Comfy sold out, and you don't see Comfy no more because everybody knows he sold out, and then everybody knows that Bubble-Eye sold out. And the new guy that sold out was this guy, General Yohana. That's another sellout, man. Okay? And the Most High set us up to reveal all these sellouts. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, it says the Book of Mormon describes the Lamanites as descendants of Laman and Lemuel, two rebellious brothers of a family of Israelites who crossed the ocean in a boat around 600 BC. Their brother Nephi founded the Nephite nation. The Lamanites reputedly gained... This is total bullshit.
This is some bull. I'm gonna say it like what's her name? Sloane. In the movie Bamboozle. This is some bullshit. All right. You can't just be of a certain line of Israelites or Hebrews, and all of a sudden you decide to make up your own nation. Like I decided to make up a nation called the Taharites. You can't do that. The nations are already established. So this book here, the Book of Mormon, is a joke, man. That's a real joke. Okay? We don't got to do no more reading on that, man. I'll probably get a copy of it, and we'll go into it later today. And then we'll get the icon books. You got to bring them icon books out, too. Go ahead.
This is 3rd Nephi 2 and 14.
Boy, them Edomites, they better get out of town, man, because we're going to get them today. Go ahead.
It says, and it came to pass that those Lamanites who had united with the Nephites were numbered among the Nephites, and their curse was taken from them, and their skin became white like unto the Nephites. And their young men and their daughters became exceedingly fair, and they were numbered among the Nephites and were called Nephites, and thus ended the 13th year.
Basically, they were cursed with blackness, but when they got their act together, the Most High brought them back to being crackers all over again, right? Were you holding? All right, go ahead.
Numbers chapter 12, verse 10. And the cloud departed from